Listen, now, ever felt like that you're stuck cleaning up someone else's mess? That you're the one getting stuck and tangled up with the drama that's going on at work? And the absolute worst that comes is when they blame it on you, and you're the one that is the fix everything person. They come to you and say, fix this, fix this. And then you're doing all the dirty work, and their hands are squeaky clean. Can you imagine what it will feel like when you have the power, when you have that control over someone, that you're playing all the switches, they're doing it like little puppies. Ever imagine that? That is what I will teach you with 4 points I'm going to mention you today. And how you can keep your hands squeaky clean like they never have even touched something. While you're controlling everything from the background. So with that, let's get into point number 1. So, let me introduce you quickly the 4 points. And why you need to listen this whole video. It protects your reputation, avoids drama and backlashes, keep you in control, and builds long-term relationships. So the first thing, protects your reputation. As for today, in today's world, your reputation is the number one thing you can have. If your reputation is bad, you're immediately thought of being a bad person. That's how easy it is these days. So let's say you've done something bad in the past. To take it to an extreme, you've murdered someone. Your whole life, when you're free, you've sit out your jail time, and you're free, everyone will see you and know you for what you've done. People do not forget the past. That's my previous video. People do not forget the past about you. They will keep mocking you about it for a very long time. So that's why the reputation you build throughout your life needs to be a high standard. Because at some point, if it takes a dip, people will remember that dip and not the point where you come. So let's say, for example, at work or at school, you team up with a friend or a colleague for a project. And you come up with this big idea, but it is a bit risky. You know what's the best thing to do? Make the friend of you a scapegoat. And what does a scapegoat mean? Well, in very short, he's the one who takes the blame for it. If the idea flops, he's the one looking silly, like he presented it and you just have helped him. But if it works, they see he did it, but also you in the background did everything right. So either way, you can only go forward with it. If it flops, you have nothing to lose. So to put this in perspective, for your friend, it can go 2 ways. It can go a good way, it can go a bad way. So for the friend, he has this and this. Well, you are doing it differently and be a bit smarter. And it looks like this. So for your FR friend, it can go good or it can go bad. For you, it's either nothing or it's going forward. You do not take any risk with it. That is the beauty of it. So that's why in those situations, Be the smart person. Do not go like, I present this and it's either I win big or I lose big. It's like playing all of your savings on red. It's the dumbest thing you can do. So then it's better to maybe have less. But if you build it up with one step, one step, one step, one step, but people prefer 3 steps, 4 steps down, 3 steps up, 4 steps down. In the end, you're still losing. No matter how long it takes, 1 step up is worth more than 4 steps down. So the second thing, which is a dirty, dirty little trick, and people won't even know it, while you're playing that control. It has to do with avoid drama and backlash. You know what's happening when you know that someone, some friend, it is better to leave them out of the next hangout. What will happen when you suggest that? People might turn on you. That's what's going to happen. They see you as the bad guy because you have initiated it, you're the one presenting it, so then they only think of you. So what is a better tactic to use? Let someone else do it. Again, use them as a scapegoat. And people these days are not the smartest anymore. So they won't see it coming and they won't know it. So what you're doing is you go to a friend and you say, what do you think of leaving them out? I mean, it's a bit of getting tense, And his friend is really outspoken. So the next thing they go to is, yeah, when are we going to hang out? He's going like, I've got this idea, which is, maybe it's better to not do that. And of course, the first reaction you have is, but what if it turns on him and he says, yeah, but he said it to me? It's very easy. You can lose 2 people or you can lose 1 people. And you just say, I don't know nothing about it. What's happening then? It's very easy. Then the people who got left out are angry at him already because he initiated it. And then they're also lying in their faces. And that's just one punch with one crazy hook to them. So what do you think is going to happen next? Yeah, you lose that one friend, maybe. Then it's worth it. It's a hard game between, is it worth it, is it not? That's what you really need to do. Or you can play it on the even better side and say, yeah, I thought of, but it was not my intention to push this forward. Then no one can get mad at you because you've only said it, maybe it's a good idea. But you did not initiate it. You did not do anything. You only said, maybe it's a good idea. But it avoids the drama and backlash onto you. But now we get into the control part. Ever thought of an idea? Like, that's cool. You're in a project and you thought of, what if we do that idea? But you know that no one will accept your idea because it comes from you. Ever had that? Well, I've had it countless of times. In the end, it was the better idea, but no, they said, no, we're not going to do that. Simply because they do not like you. Can you imagine that? That's a reason to get a less better grade. To get a worser grade. Great job. Applause for yourself, What I didn't know, what I do know now, is the next thing. If you have an idea that you want to present, but you know that it won't hold up, they're going like, no, you're very crazy and we need to do this, this, and this, because that will be the best. Most of the times, they're chickens without a head. They're walking brainless, just tunnel vision forward. So, what do? Instead of taking that risk, you go to someone who's well liked in the group. And you say, maybe it's not your biggest friend, or maybe it's one of your enemies, but you then say, I was thinking of the group project. What do you think of this idea? They're going like, oh, it's really smart. Let me introduce that. So they are seen as a big innovator that came up with this idea. Well, eventually you came up with the idea, you presented it, and they just accepted it. But you was the one who thought of it. And that's why the biggest power people, the real players behind the switches, are not in the picture. No, they're playing it behind the scenes. Now, and the fourth thing, which for me would be handy to have known, but it is build long relationships and trust over time. And why I want to know this soon is that I'm a person who is more on myself, and I can sometimes people just overly dramatic and see the absolute worst in everyone. This was happening a lot. Gossiping, creating the drama. But then sometimes I will get tangled up. And what will happen that I got called. So, Rick, you have said this, this, and this. Is it true? Yeah. No, what going to do? Apology. Alright, leave. Never let it happen again. The last time, I took it a bit better. I was called in, and they said, you've called someone fat, judged him by the hairline, and said someone was slow. I sat there laughing. I said, sorry, but I can almost laugh about this because this is not true. I find it funny that I sit here wasting my time, wasting your time, with something that has never happened. I've never heard of it anymore. That was in January. We're now at beginning of April. It's that easy. But what happens when you do not get involved in drama is the person who stays calm, respectful, and is the one who is able to clean it up most of the time. They see you as a trustable person. They see you as someone, if I go to him or her, I know it will be alright. That's the feeling that people want to have. It's going to be alright. Maybe you know the song. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to feel. Of course, there is a problem to this. If you're showing like you're not a human doing these normal things like gossiping, you're tripping yourself over. So you need to be cautious what you gossip about. Otherwise, you will be seen as a robot or a suspicious person. But that is what you need to do. Avoid the drama and backlash that's happening. So to recap these 4 points very quickly. Protect your reputation. Having a bad reputation just kills it instantly. And remember, people will only remember the low sides of you, not what is changing. Second, avoid the drama and backlash. I've already mentioned it. The drama and backlash can create far more worse results than just accept that you're not going 3 steps up, but 1 step. Third thing, which is keep you in control without looking like the bad guy. Your hands are squeaky clean. That's what I know all about this. And the last thing that I mentioned, build long relationships and trust. One of the biggest things you can have, because if you're seen as a trustable, loyal, good person, everyone will just gradually come towards you and you do not have to do a single thing. So with that, I have nothing to add anymore, and I hope to see you in my next video.